All right, next topic here. Will Warner Brothers Discovery cut more content from HBO Max? Yes. In case you guys haven't been paying attention, it seems recently the WBD, David Zaslav, and his crew have been on a cutting spree. That's right, they've been on a cutting spree by cutting out a lot of content from HBO Max. Not just some of the content I've talked about before and others have talked about before, but recently content involving the Looney Tunes and the Flintstones. But why? Why are they doing this? Well, apparently, in my opinion, this is what I'm picking up on, from what I can tell, being one that has the service, Boomerang has the Flintstones. So I think the reason they're cutting the Flintstones from HBO Max is because why have it on two platforms when you already have it on one? The same with the Looney Tunes. It's like, why have it on two platforms when you already have it on one? It doesn't make sense. I mean, profitably, yeah, it would make sense, but to make room, if you will, for maybe newer content, whether we like that newer content or not, you got to get rid of the other content that, doesn't need to be there because it's already housed somewhere else. And that's my opinion. I think that's why we're seeing, Looney Tunes and the Flintstones and other classic animated content being cut from HBO Max, but not cut from Boomerang because it's already there. Now, as far as the other stuff that they've cut, like Infinity Train, yeah, there's a good chance that's coming back, very soon. I think they only cut that, for, financial measures, cost-saving measures, but I'm pretty sure it will be back in some capacity. Remember, one of the goals David Zaslav wants to do with a lot of these things is shop them around to other platforms. I mean, the Batman Cape Crusader show seems to be heading towards Amazon really, really soon if something goes on there. As well as some other properties that are being shopped around, like the Looney Tunes movie with Daffy and Porky. That might be heading to Amazon. That might be heading to, Netflix for all we know. Maybe even Disney. believe that or not. So yeah, that's what they're in the process of doing. But if they have basically the same shows and cartoons on one platform that they own, then why have it on another platform? It doesn't really make sense. And that's why I think and believe a lot of this is being cut, because if you already have it housed on a platform that's dedicated to it 24/7, then why have it on a platform that's trying to readjust its content for the future under this new management? It doesn't make sense. I mean, I can understand people being disappointed about it, but again, like I said, I think what they're doing is they're realizing, hey, we don't mind having certain content, animated content on here, but the content that was on Boomerang that's also on here doesn't need to be on here. It needs to stay on Boomerang. That's what I'm thinking. That's why we haven't seen Boomerang get the axe either, because it is still a financial juggernaut, believe it or not, for Warner Brothers. For Warner Brothers Discovery, it's still a financial juggernaut, no matter how you see it. That's why you got a lot of new content sometimes coming on there eventually down the lines. So to me, when I hear about Warner Brothers, cutting this content, I'm looking at the fact that they're cutting the content mainly because it's already being showcased and housed over one platform that they're associated with. So why have it here? Now, as far as, like I said, movies and stuff go, like Infinity Train, I think is going to be back. It might go to Boomerang. It might be back on HBO Max. Heck, it might get shopped around to Amazon and Netflix. You never know. So it's still around. It's still going to be around. I mean, especially if you have the soundtracks and everything being listed at the Cartoon Network website, there's no doubt it's going to come back. It's just a matter of time of who gains the rights to it. But will there be more content cut? I truly believe there will be. I do, unfortunately. I think as long as it's platformed, as long as it's also housed at another platform, I think there's no doubt you will see it get cut. Like with Yogi Bear, the Yogi Bear show, it's going to be cut. It's going to stay on Boomerang, because it's mainly. Well, I'm trying to say, let me write. Okay, the Yogi Bear show, and the new Yogi Bear show. Both of them, those are going to be cut from HBO Max, but they'll remain on Boomerang because they were already there. Why have them on HBO Max when you have it there? It doesn't make sense. Other content, I think more Looney Tunes are going to unfortunately be cut, classic Looney Tunes shorts, and that's mainly because a lot of them could be migrated over to Boomerang. That's what I see. So yeah, I do see more content being cut in the near future as we approach the rebranding date for the site as a whole and the merger of both Discovery Plus and HBO Max as a whole as well. But yeah, I do see it happening, and I think it's going to happen soon. I think we're going to see more cuts made very soon. Like I said, Yogi Bear content, if it's on Boomerang, it's going to get cut from HBO Max. Huckleberry Hound, same thing. Various other Looney Tunes cartoon shorts from the classic era, same thing. It's all going to happen. The Jetsons, same thing. Unfortunately. Top Cat, same thing. It's all going to happen, guys. Because I think what David Zaslav and his crew is looking at is why have all this on two platforms that we own when we could use the space that these cartoons, these shows and stuff that are on the other platform are taking up for newer content or for content we could purchase and put onto our show. Like maybe they want to have space to maybe eventually put AEW on there. Who knows? But yeah, I think there's going to be more cuts eventually, and it's all mainly going to be because Boomerang already houses a lot of these cartoons, and I think that's what's going to be the main focus is, make space by taking out the cartoons that are already on Boomerang, keeping them on Boomerang, and making space for other content that they could bring in. So I think that's what's happening. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what is happening, and that's just my opinion. But what are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments, as well as in the live chat during the premiere. And on to our last topic of the day.